Meanwhile, Voyager 1 is still kind of cruising out there, getting farther and farther out. And a number of folks on the team, including Carl Sagan, had this idea that before we have to shut the cameras down, let's turn around, look back towards the sun, and let's take a picture of our solar system, unlike any that had ever been taken before. And there was actually opposition to it.
They just didn't want to do it. They couldn't get their heads around what would be the point of taking a picture of the Earth and Jupiter and so on, because they're just going to be little points of light. So Carl, being Carl, actually went all the way to the NASA administrator and got him to direct the Jet Propulsion Laboratory to take this series of pictures.
Absolutely zero science in it. Absolutely none.
From a unique vantage point, nearly 4 billion miles away, Voyager 1's cameras turned homeward to take family snapshots. It was Valentine's Day, 1990.
When we did our portrait of each of the planets, I was the first person to look at the pictures, and I knew every blemish. And so I could pretty quickly go blemish, blemish, blemish. And I thought, well, where's the Earth? How could we, And then I realized there were a lot of streaks of light in that image. And I realized finally that the Earth was sitting in one of those rays of light. I just sat there for a while, just kind of realizing, wow, that's the Earth. That's Voyager looking back at the Earth. And then once I had sort of recovered, I started calling people. I called Brad. Brad, we got it. Called Carl. Carl, we got it. Called my dad.
And so this is a different kind of milestone than the scientific milestones we've had, one that is really symbolic.
I'm an imaging scientist, so I first realized, this didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to turn out. And my first impulse is to take my hand and wipe away the dust, because there was some dust on it. Well, one of the pieces of dust that I wanted to wipe away was the Earth. But it didn't matter, because in the hands of Carl, he turned it into an allegory on the human condition.
And the next slide. The Earth in a sunbeam. In this color picture, you can see that it is, in fact, less than a pixel. And this is where we live, on a blue dot. On that blue dot, that's where everyone you know and everyone you ever heard of and every human being who ever lived out their lives. I think this perspective underscores our responsibility to preserve and cherish that blue dot, the only home we have.